I'm Officer Herbster. I've been here about a year and a half now.
Officer Gillespie, I was in the Army for 9 years. I'll give you a cop. I like to help people, or try to.
All lives matter. We hear that every single day. We preach that every single day. All lives matter, including police. They have families. They have loved ones. It's not fair. It doesn't make it right that people are out there targeting them just like any of us. So that's why I want to try to do. We want to try to do what we can to change that atmosphere.
Some of our children today feel hunted, and due to some of those incidents that happened today, we do have to question and say, well, how do we, if we get pulled over or if a cop wants to speak to us, how do we know, how can we be assured that you're there to protect and serve?
However the situation is, that's the reason why it went a little further. But that's the way I see it, you know, that's my opinion of it. And I'm not a person who hate cops or anything like that, because I believe that all lives matter. All lives.
And they do. And any life matters in this world.
I feel like all lives matter too, but I definitely think black lives matter for us.
That's right.
I'm 32, so I've been around long enough to see people get slain by cops. And like the guy Castro, all he was doing was going for his ID, and he got killed. So like for me, I just feel like it's the luck of the draw for me. If I get pulled over, whether I comply or not, it's still a possibility, because that guy.
That's right.
And then there was a baby in the back seat of the car. Like, is that legal?
I understand where you're coming from.
That's real.
The thing with that incident, though, there's no video. The only sides we have is the girlfriend side and the cop side. Okay. So I mean, right now I think it's a little soon to really judge what exactly took place. We don't know that yet.
So if you get a call and let's say a lady reports domestic violence, and she has the video of a guy hitting on her. So that video's not worthy in court, or
what Officer Herbster was trying to say, that the video that you guys, I believe you're talking about the incident that happened up in Minnesota. Right?
Yeah. So my question is like how important is video? Because I see people dying on video, but like the other cop just got off yesterday for the Freddie Gray case.
Yeah, three of them got acquitted.
His spine was clearly severed. They dragged him to the van.
So what we're saying is, in that video that you're speaking, I mean, I can't say what did or didn't happen. What we're saying, though, is that video that we all saw online about the shooting out in Minnesota, the video starts after the shooting already happened. But I have no idea what happened when the shooting actually happened. I'm not saying that the police officer is right. I'm not saying the police officer is wrong. I'm saying what they need to do is let the justice system take its course.
I mean, but like I always thought, if let's say the perp, I've always thought the perp didn't have a weapon on him, a firearm, that the cop's firearm should never come out. That's what I thought. Like if the perp had a firearm, then the cop's firearm would come out. Besides that, you got taser. So I just can't understand how he got shot.
I mean, again, we don't know if there was a gun or not. That has.
Well, he did have a gun. He's supposed to have told the officer that he had one.
He did inform him that he had a concealed carry permit. I don't remember if he said if he had the weapon on him or not. Do you remember?
Yes, he was supposed to be getting his license. He was supposed to be getting the license to show the officer.
And that case,
still with a seatbelt on.
I would assume there's probably a body cam or dash cam video that recorded that. I mean, they're not going to.
They're going to show it yet. Yeah.
But I would assume that once something like that comes out, it's going to tell a lot more of what exactly happened. I mean, I can't make conclusions of what happened.
So do y'all understand the people's frustration as far as the events going on? Like a person like me, just seeing everything, not being a part of it, just seeing it, being of color. Like, do you understand like how I feel about it, or did I have feelings about it, or do you guys feel as though everybody should just tend to their own business?
I can understand how you feel a certain way about it. I personally disagree with the narrative that's going on. Personally, for me, I never let color be a factor in anything that I do when it comes to policing. Besides, outside the fact that if somebody say, well, there's a white suspect, obviously I'm going to look for a white person, or a black suspect, I'm going to look for a black person. But I've never run into anything in this department where a person's color of their skin will make an officer use force in a certain way.
One more thing. Like, I agree with that, but see, the thing with that is, like, the cops are heavily populated in the ghetto or urban communities, so that's why those run-ins are more frequent. So, yeah, on paper, it's this community, but we have more cops in the suburbs. Like, we're infested. The ghettos are infested with cops, so I feel as though with the law average,
and that's why I want to say that, you know, this is why they're here, because we want to break that. We want to make sure that they just not, you know, taking it out on black people, you know, you know what I mean, as opposed to, you know, because I understand. The only reason why I really understand your job, because I used to be against you. I used to run the streets. See, that's the thing. We have to admit when we're wrong. And the fact of the matter is, I was a career criminal. I'm telling you, I ran from them all my life. I did 7 after 15 years in the state penitentiary. That's why I'm here to tell them we gotta build that bridge, because it's a gap when we don't get the understanding that what their job is, and we don't have the understanding, if they don't have the understanding who we are as a black people. Like you said, you're not wrong for what you're saying, because I felt like that many years in my life. But I had to get some understanding to where do I draw the line when I'm wrong and they're right, and when they're wrong and I'm right. So we got to make a difference by having them come and communicate with each, you know, be in communication with each other, so we won't run across that problem. You know what I mean? Because it's just as much as when you look on the news now, you got officers falling. And the one thing I want to say is that they're not falling by the hands of these young men or anybody that's in the hood.